Welcome to Project Chef. Let's look at knife skills. Cutting board. Before you start cutting with a knife, you want to be sure your cutting board is secure in place. If your cutting board is sliding around as you're trying to cut, you're an accident waiting to happen. It's easy to stop it from sliding. Simply put a damp paper towel under your cutting board and it won't go anywhere. Now you're ready to cut. Holding a knife. With smaller hands, we use sharp paring knives, and they can be used to cut pretty much anything. Cutting safely is a two-handed job. You want to hold your knife with the hand you write your name with. You don't want to hold the knife far back on the handle, as you just don't have good control of the knife. You also don't want to put your index finger on the top of the knife blade, as this doesn't give you good control. The knife could even mistakenly be blade side up, and that'd really not be safe. Cutting. The claw. The hand that's not holding the knife is just as important as the knife hand. It's important to hang on tightly to what you're cutting, and to do so, use the claw. Hold your hand out in front of you. Roll your fingertips down into a claw. Turn your elbow out so that the claw hand is in a good position for cutting. Be careful where your thumb goes. If you hang on to your ingredient with a pinch, your thumb is exactly in the wrong place for cutting. If you cut yourself, I guarantee it'll be on your thumb. To be safe, make a claw, pop your elbow out to the side, put the heel of your hand on the cutting board, and be sure your thumb is tucked in. Your claw hand will guide your knife, but your fingers will still be safe. Cutting. The saw. Once you have your claw hand in the correct position, you're ready to cut. We cut ingredients using a saw. Holding the knife in the correct position at the front of the handle and not on the blade, move your knife forwards and backwards, sawing through the ingredient. Try not to push too hard. Let the knife do the work. Don't push the ingredient with a lot of pressure, as this is not a safe way to cut. The Teeter Totter. When you are cutting, you always want to cut something on a flat surface so it's not rolling around. It's safer when what you're cutting isn't moving. When cutting larger ingredients, sometimes your knife can get stuck. Don't try to pull the knife out. Instead, teeter-totter your way through the ingredient until you've cut through safely. Always look for a flat surface. Hold your knife safely. Claw to keep the ingredient from moving. Saw through. If you get stuck, teeter-totter to finish the job. Now that we've looked at the different knife skills, let's put them all together. To cut something, hold on to the ingredient with a claw. Cut the ingredient using a sawing motion. Scoop up what you've cut in one fell swoop with our favorite tool, Fred. It's actually a pastry scraper, but a student named it and it stuck. It's a pretty handy tool. Place the ingredient flat side down. Teeter-totter if your knife gets stuck. Claw and saw through the ingredient. Take your time. When you finish cutting, always put your knife at the top of the cutting board so you know where it is. Scoop up what you've cut with Fred and pop into a bowl. Clean up your cutting board for the next job, because a clean cook is a safe cook. Now, it's your turn to cut.